You hate America?
No.
Joe's Hand Sandwich, what up? Joe Biden's crime bill, what up? YV, what up? How's everybody doing? Late start. Late start. But be that way sometimes. Hope everybody doing, having a great weekend, had a happy Sunday. Hope all's well with everybody. Did a little Christmas shopping today. We took the youngins to the mall. There was a little bit of people there. It wasn't too crazy, but it's going to get that way. How's everybody doing? Sixers won today, and B dropped 50 something, 53, I think. Should I do a Spaces? I think Spaces is back working. Lewis, what up? I heard Second Amendment proliferator. Victor Ballard is free against Can't Wait for Lord of War 2. That was Nick Cage played him, right? In a movie? Or based on him or something like that? I don't remember watching. I think I watched it. You going? Oh, hold on a second. Will he get back on the payroll? Oh, hold on. Do we gotta look at Hotep Jesus' tweet first? Is that what y'all telling me to do before we get into Victor Von Doom? Hold on. Can we judge the level of nastiness this man tweeted out this weekend? Oh, that's a nice picture. Look at the crew. What is this? Chat, what is this? Can we roast Hotep Jesus for a minute? Before I start anything. Before I start Spaces. Before I start anything. What is this? Can somebody tell me? Damn, I got my thing messed up. Shirt fire, man. I think Kayleen put the link in the chat. Go ahead and Jackson Artwear. Somebody put the link in the chat. It's not on it's on Jackson's site, but appreciate it. Bagel taste. Oh, I always select the wrong one. Hanukkah Grift? Should I file charges on Thursday? That's what I'm really getting at here. Should I file charges on him? What's up, Jay? HJ the Alphabet Boy? Anyway, let me get the show started. Huh? Damn, goddamn, man. Boomer Tech. Boomer Tech.
I will go get me some freedom.
Uncle Hotep factor.
Mr. 60.
What's good, people? Uncle Hotep back at it again. Mr. Sunday night. I know I'm late. I'm going to have this slightly short stream, but you never know. I'm going to try to go an hour. How's everybody doing? Uncle Hotep Factor. Mr. Sunday night is back. How's everybody doing? Let me start spaces, man, I guess. Uncle Hotep Factor. God darn, Boomer Tech. What do I have the title of this tonight's show? I got Bryson Gray Band. Alright, Bryson Gray Band. Gray Band. Baked Alaska back. Lord of War. I don't have enough. Oh, maybe. Alright. World news. Start now. I should record this space. Hotep content creators. Hotep chat crew. Let's go. So what's good, man? Is grifting a crime? James S. asks, is grifting a crime? It depends on the grift and the enthusiasm of the grift. There's a little bit too much enthusiasm in this tweet here. It looks I mean, it's slightly almost pausable. You almost got to give a pause to it. I want to say it's anti-untouchable. Oh, you hang with rich? Are they all rich? Are they all rich and powerful? I thought that was an anti-untouchable offense. Am I right or wrong? I don't know. I'm just you know what I mean? I'm just a black man from Exton, Pennsylvania. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me share my goddamn spaces to my my Twitter followers. How do I do that? Why is everything so close together, man? Share via Twitter. There we go. Come on, man. Failed to send, because what is going on? Maybe I have to copy, then go back, paste, bam. There it is. Hot take, come through, bam. Send now. Nobody's fucking with me on spaces, but that's okay. I appreciate all y'all. I know I'm late, but I appreciate all y'all in there. I appreciate one person in space, or two people, three, four. Here they come. Oh no, I didn't. I forgot all about that. Anyway, I just, people on Twitter space. I got a tweet up from Hotep Jesus, our beloved Hotep Jesus. He says, "I'm hanging out with rich Jewish men. I love these guys." He tweeted that on December 10th, 11:55 p.m. Pause. And I'm like, I don't know what was going on. It was a late night meeting or something like that. So we were debating whether I should bring charges on Hotep Jesus. But let's get to the show. Enough. I'll have to debate whether I bring charges on our podcast this Thursday. Yeah, Grant Wall. Let's talk about Grant Wall. I forgot that I left that out there. Grant Wall. He was the soccer reporter that went over to the Qatar to cover the World Cup, and he tried to come in with a rainbow shirt, to show his support. Because I guess his brother is. I'm gonna play. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play it right now. I got the tweet. His brother has come up and made a statement.
I live in Seattle, Washington. I am Grant. My name is Eric Wall. I live in Seattle, Washington. I am Grant Wall's brother. I'm gay. I am the reason he wore the rainbow shirt to the World Cup. My brother was healthy. He told me he received death threats. I do not believe my brother just died. I believe he was killed. And I just beg for internet. My name is Eric Wall. I live in Seattle, Washington. I'm
gonna play it one more time. Somebody says, Longtime son, let's say he looks like Michael Rappaport. He does. I almost thought that was him at first.
My name is Eric Wall. I live in Seattle, Washington. I am Grant Wall's brother. I'm gay. I am the reason he wore the rainbow shirt to the World Cup. My brother was healthy. He told me he received death threats. I do not believe my brother just died. I believe he was killed. And I just beg for internet.
Now, I don't know how close they were. It's a sibling. You know what I mean? I assume they were somewhat close, I guess. If his brother was wearing a shirt to, support his brother, even though bro, are you ever gonna go to Qatar, the Middle East? I don't know what. I just didn't understand that. But anyway. If your brother dies overseas, you coming on online and making a video? I'm just saying. I'm not trying to. People grieve in different ways and stuff like that. I don't know. He's crying, no tears. I'm not trying to make fun of the guy. I just wouldn't be getting on the internet, going on Twitter and making I just need some help. He was healthy, blah 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 blah. I find it odd that for the last couple years, if somebody died, it was because of this thing or that thing, but it wasn't because of this. Now this guy went over there and died, and now it's foul play. I don't know. It could have been foul play, but if it was foul play, you don't know who it was. You know what I mean? We honestly don't know. It could even be the West. The people who could have done him in could be some of the people you pay taxes to. It could be the country that you represent. It could be. It's not necessarily. Like I keep going back to the book I'm reading. Damn, what's the name of it? I'm terrible with names, man. Blood in the Water. Just because when they kill somebody, if somebody dies, it doesn't necessarily mean the most obvious or who they want you to think. Sometimes that's not it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, rest in peace to Bull, but that's crazy. Yeah, and his wife was like, I don't know, she was heavily involved in the vacation give outs and stuff like that. So, could have, and he was double Fauci juice and everything else. Could have been that. I don't know. He probably got stressed. It could have been a combination of things, or it could have been just like, hey, went over there, he got stressed, and he was getting death threats, and he was probably getting sick or something. Maybe ate some bad food, and it was a combination of things. You never know. But I don't know. All right, what was I going to get to next, man? Yeah. Now, everybody knows that they released Brittany Griner for the Lord of War. They did a little swap, little pick swap, little prisoner swap. And I guess Russian TV, and I guess this guy, he knows like 5 languages. The Lord of Victor Bout. And I guess, they're doing a little interview. And some of the stuff was put on Russia Today and stuff like that. Let's hear what he has to say.
Do you hate America?
No. In fact, knowing many names, I figure out we're sharing way more common. Maybe America is very much similar. Look, it's the same size. It's the same kind of this. And when you talk to them, there is nothing there even to beef about. We are naturally, born not to be enemies. And whenever there's conflict, it's elites. Every, American I met in a prison who is from rural area was very easy to deal with. He has no problem with Russia, and he was curious about Russia, despite all propaganda. They're losing their Christian values. They're losing their families. They're losing literally their countries. It's not anymore the same country. We knew America, who used to be a model for entire world and lead and be an example, like they say, a shiny town on the, sparkling town on a hill. And this is, of course, pity. It was a strong country who was really a, industrial might, this one. And look, for 30, 40 years, deindustrialization, drug problem, crime waves. You can understand, and I feel more empathy to American after this experience than I would feel any hate.
What would you consider as the most important event of the years that you have spent in prison?
Which events? International?
Well, doesn't matter. Maybe international.
2014.
Oh, okay. Why?
Well, it's, I guess, would be in the history as a turning point. It's a turning point of Russia. Finally stand up on its knees. Proud, strong.
14 years ago, if you would have known that it's going to happen with you, you're going to spend 14 years away from your family, from your motherland, would you do something differently in your life?
It's difficult to live on the callings of your heart. But if you listen in your heart, yes, sometimes you get into trouble, but you never betrayed yourself. And this inner peace give you enough strength to go through everything. Why? because you don't have a conflict inside of you. Doesn't matter what. You have peace and tranquility because you trust in your heart. You trust in callings of your blood. You're trusting and you're never fighting who you are.
Do you hate?
Man, Victor said he a Russian through and through. They cannot break him. They couldn't break him. As long as he knew who he was all right. Inside the Agent said, "Did you see Elon's space beef with Scott Kelly? Thanks for the donation." Yeah, well, I'm gonna bring that tweet up in a second. I gotta get. There's another clip, right? Here it is. Let me play this one. He's quite critical of, he's been in jail, but if you're American in jail, you could. I used to work in jail. I don't know how much you probably read the newspapers, but today is different. Like prisons of the day, the only thing you're missing is, some trim. You know what I mean? The pog, or your big booty female to rub your hands on. That's the only thing you're missing. They got internet. They got cell phones. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm seeing you get to email people and stuff like that. So it's a lot different than when I was when I was a correction officer. So I guess he can tell what's going on in America just by getting on the internet and stuff. And they let him on the internet and TikTok. You know how many TikToks I get on TikTok. And I see these niggas in jail, man, making TikToks. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with my algorithm, man? What is the Asian man trying to tell Uncle Hotep? What is he trying to tell? I'm just a black man from Exton, Pennsylvania. Then that day comes on my feed. These niggas, they trying to show you how to cook in jail and shit like that. They be some innovative people, man. They be like making a microwave in jail, all this crazy stuff. But anyway, let me get to it. Let me play this other clip from Victor.
То, что происходит на Западе, это просто
Oh man, this isn't Russian. Jesus.
убийство цивилизации. И если это само...
Hold on, let me just read it. I'll just read it. He says, what's happening in the West is simply the suicide of civilization. And if the suicide isn't prevented at the very least outside the Western world, in the world not controlled by Anglo-Saxons, then the entire planet will commit suicide. And this is probably happening in all areas. Drugs and what is it called in Russian, LGBTQ. Can you imagine that in American schools, they're now teaching first graders, 6 and 7-year-old first graders, that it turns out there are 72 genders. Not just, gay people and normal people, but 72. He can't believe his eyes. He can't believe his eyes. I would think, somebody coming from the East, that's somewhat shocking. He just couldn't believe it. I remember I was working with this Indian guy. This is back in early 2000s. You know what I mean? Back in the day. And he was talking about the rainbows. He was like, "What? That's unheard of." But he was actually born back home. You know what I mean? He lived back home. He went to school back home, then came over here. You know what I mean? He couldn't believe he said back home that they don't do that. You know what I mean? That's wrong. You know what I mean? But that was before, when did Obama come out? You know what I mean? This is the Obama era and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You gonna go to Russia one day, Steph? I know I've worked with a couple Russians. They seem cool to me. A couple smarts. There was only one that was I only knew one that was kind of an asshole. But but he was he kind of respect you if you knew what you're doing. So I never had any problems with any Russian folks, man. They seem like hard workers and seem like smart individuals. I respect it. You know what I mean? Anybody want to spaces want to chime up? Just raise your hand. Let me get to Elon. What was I talking about? Victor. All right, I covered Victor. Oh, Bryson Gray's been banned. Bryson Gray banned. Now, I was listening on his YouTube channel. He's still on YouTube, right? Bryson Gray, right? Oh my God, I'm nice and gray. He doesn't know what banned him. He has no idea. They didn't give him any in particular tweet or anything like that. They just got him out of here. He has no idea. Now, a lot of people were speculating, you know, he made a tweet last week about agreeing with Kanye about... No, he said he doesn't actually like agree with everything Kanye said, but he respects his opinion, to his right to be able to say it. He said that about Kanye. And then there was this Elton John one that he called Elton John gay. And this is him on, I guess he must be on Truth Social or somewhere else. I'm hearing from people on Twitter that I got banned because I called Elton John gay. That's interesting, considering the fact that Elton John is gay. There was a tweet. Let me give support out to free. Let me get it out there. Like they're saying, oh wait. Yeah, it's nothing in particular. Here's the Twitter. They gave him a tweet, and in the reply, it says violating our rules against hateful conduct. You may not promote violence against, threaten, or harass other people on the basis of race, ethnicity, national origin, sexual orientation, gender identity, religious affiliation, age, disability, or serious disease. Now, they didn't say anything in particular. Nothing was said in particular. It just said suspended. Because I think Elton John said he's leaving Twitter, and then I think he said Bryson gay. Well, that's no surprise. Elton John is gay or something like that. He replied, and they got him out of here. Free Bryson Gray. You know, let me go ahead and say it, man. Let me go ahead and say it. Free the bull. You know what I mean? But I don't know. He always talks spicy. You know what I mean? But that just shows you, all this. Elon talking about, well, free speech and stuff like that. Like, is it free speech if it depends on somebody else's interpretation of what you're trying to say or what you actually mean? You know what I mean? No, evidently, Elton, Bryson he's been playing it smart, you know what I mean? But if he's just commenting that someone's a particular sexual orientation, then how can that be bannable? You know what I'm saying? I mean, is it more of the same on Twitter? Elon is giving you, is it one step forward, two steps back? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't call it. It's not free speech, it's a private platform. I mean, is it private? Or maybe it's private now. But was it private back, in these Twitter files that have been released? I mean, I've seen too much FBI influence to say this is just, this is a private company. You know what I mean? Like, FBI might as well have had a Twitter office and Twitter headquarters, man. The way they were dictating what should stay, what should go. You know what I mean? So on top of so free Bryson. And guess who's back? You know, we just talked about Baked Alaska on last Thursday's show, right? And guess what happened this week? Baked Alaska is back on Twitter, man. 5 years ago, I was banned on Twitter. Today, I'm back. All glory to God. Thank you, Elon Musk, for giving me another chance. Now, as you can see underneath, I can read this, man. Mr. Gannett led no charge as is seen on the Capitol surveillance. Mr. Gannett, who's Baked Alaska, walked in with an officer quite literally holding the door for him. Mr. Gannett, pushed no one, shoved no one, discouraged destruction and vandalism while inside the Capitol. At no time did Gannett touch or remove barricades. Mr. Gannett is also not being accused of deleting or destroying evidence as Mr. Smith was. Additionally, hold on, I gotta make myself smaller. Additionally, Mr. Gannett's footage from his live stream was used extensively by the FBI for many of the mugshots posted for wanted persons after January 6, 2021. You tell me. What does that mean? What's up, Brody? His footage from his live stream was used extensively by the FBI for many of the mugshots posted for wanted persons after January 6th. That's Baked Alaska's lawyer, talking to them people. Now you wonder why they was out there streaming going into the Capitol. He's going to get a little tap on the wrist. If at all. He ain't going to do no real time. That's crazy, ain't it? But he's back on Twitter. Shout out Baked Alaska, I think. I don't want no problems, man. He don't got nothing on the Hoteps, though. But that's crazy, though. They really used all his footage to make mugshots. I think he was streaming just to because that's what they was planning. Hey, we'll get in there. I'm going to take a stream. Y'all can get all the evidence right from that. That's nasty work, bro. But he's back he's back. Kanye was on Clubhouse, and they asked him what he's going to do for if he's elected president.
But when you become president, what would be some of the executive orders that you'll implement effective immediately?
I think we start by ending the most favored nation with China because of the coronavirus and fentanyl. China is shipping fentanyl into the U.S. That's one of our biggest crises, and that's a part of China's takeover of the U.S., hitting us every way possible. See, I know people point towards China all the time. They lost the Industrial Revolution, and they actually have books about how they have a 100-year plan to become the New World Order, and that's the ability to print the money. That means that we will follow China, that they will be the most influential nation. Right now, America is the most influential nation, but you have companies like Comcast that run everything, and they use the Jews, they use celebrities, they use Disney, Hulu, they use magazines, they use all of that to control a lot of the messaging, to push us, to excite us, to get us just talking back and forth.
Meanwhile, all of our industries have been completely shattered, and the places where we used to have steel factories throughout Middle America have now gone away, and we have opium.
Tyler Bennett says most of the fentanyl is coming from south of the border. Now, I do believe that. Now, is it coming that way? You know, is it still Chinese fentanyl coming from south of the border, or is it just, somebody making it in Mexico and sending it there? Because you never know where's the ultimate place of origin of the fentanyl. Is it still China? But just because it comes from, through that border, you know what I mean, doesn't mean it wasn't still, some of it still isn't coming from China. You know what I mean? But, I don't know if he's spinning to, just for political stuff. They don't make, Brody says they don't make it in Mexico. Yeah, so I'm like, it's probably made somewhere. And then they try to get it through, the southern border. Only tequila. Let me continue.
Crises instead. So we're going to start right there. Defund all federally funded abortions. More black people are aborted than born at this point in New York City. That's 2022. Also, the number one cause of death for black people is abortion by far, over anything you could think of, over any type of crime, heart disease, drugs, police, all of these things. Suspend all foreign aid. We have to focus on our country.
He's talking now. Suspend all foreign aid. I can get on board with that.
We are the inventors. We invented, Ford, Apple, Disney, McDonald's, just America. America's.
This guy said Disney and McDonald's. If anything we can take away, like, I don't know. He's wild. He's wild. But let me get to Elon Musk. I'm gonna keep this a little short and sweet tonight. Because Elon had a little spiff with, did I save it? Now, Elon came over. My pronouns are prosecute Fauci /Fauci. Let me retweet it so I can, for the love of the game. He's saying prosecute. My pronouns are prosecute Fauci. Now, Scott Kelly. I guess this joker is a former NASA astronaut and retired U.S. Navy captain. New York Times bestseller. Basically a glowbot, a glow seaman. Pause. Elon, please don't mock and promote hate toward already marginalized and at risk that violence members of the LGBTQ plus community. They are real people with real feeling. Furthermore, Dr. Fauci is a dedicated public servant whose sole motivation was saving lives. Talking about deep throat in the narrative, the official narrative. Like, get off your knees, Scott. That's just like, anybody they push up, you know what I mean, in the public eye, give them book deals, after they served. They're not to be trusted, man, by the regular people. Not to be trusted at all. Not to be trusted. But Elon replied, he said, I strongly disagree. Forcing your pronouns upon others when they didn't ask and implicitly ostracizing those who don't is neither good nor kind to anyone. As for Fauci, he lied to Congress and funded gain-of-function research that killed millions of people. Not awesome, in my opinion. Wow. Elon talking that talk on that one, Here's Caitlyn Jenner. Is there really a need to announce your pronouns? I don't see it as productive or something that needs to be announced, let alone insisted or enforced on someone. At the same time, I don't see a gain intentionally bullying someone by misgendering, not mutually exclusive. You know, I want to ban the person who came up with mutually exclusive. Who started using that shit, man? Who? Can we ban them from the internet? Here's Josh. Tweets like this are even more disgusting when you know he has a trans daughter. Yeah, I don't know. I do think, you know, it's a money thing. Like this whole, the T era. Can you imagine what it's going to look like in, 100 years from now? This is the T era. But it's about money. You know how much they're making millions of dollars off of each person that transitions. Millions of dollars. Millions. And that's for life. They got money coming in for life because then people they're going to take pills and medicine, testosterone, estrogen, all that stuff for life. It's a money grab to me. You know, it's kind of crazy. Elon, I don't know. But, this is what Bryson was saying. He gives you a little bit of a bone, and then he snatches something away from you. Like, I don't know what the reason for, Bryson's ban, but he shouldn't be banned. But he's just going to take a stand, and, people are going to try to get behind him and stuff like that. I don't know. But, in the Twitter files, I'm not going to talk about it tonight. I don't really have time. I got to get back to doing some stuff. But we'll talk about it on Thursday on the show. And a little bit tomorrow. All their maneuvering to get Donald Trump off the platform. I'm not for one that comes out and says that these Twitter file releases are bad or they're nothing burger or anything like that. To me, it's important because you're seeing the machine behind the actions behind, all the scenarios. You see how the machine was running, and to me, that's important. You know what I mean? Like, we're in this, instant era where everybody wants everything instantly. Let's have a slow burner for once. Let's put it in the pressure cook. No, in the crock pot and cook this one up. The damning thing I've seen is how much FBI influence was in Twitter. That's way too much. It's way too much. And this is what people are saying, is freedom of speech, not freedom of speech without consequences. No, there's no freedom of speech. It has to be freedom of speech. And people are saying, no, they're private companies. They were doing the banning. Oh, were they? Were they really? When they have to call the FBI up, the alphabet boys up and say, hey, what should we do? Or they call them up and say, hey, take care of this tweet? Is that really a private company? We said this before. We noticed this during the scandemic that big business was working with the government to employ, that rollout and to start silencing people that question the narrative. That was a joint op between the big business and our government. It wasn't just the like this guy, Patrick Conlon, and I'm gonna get off here after this. Patrick Conlon, he worked for Twitter as 2019 threat intelligence, May 2019, 3 years and 8 months from out of the United Kingdom. That was his second job. Look at his first job. Intelligence analyst and linguist, United States Department of Defense. 6 years, Washington, D.C. Metro. So till from January 23 to May 19th. May 19th, he went right to Twitter. You tell me. Oh, Trump's in office? Okay. All right. Wait till we get closer to the next election. We're going to put our boys right in Twitter. And that's what happened. We can all see that now. So that's why I kind of enjoy these Twitter files. You know what I mean? We're going to talk about more on Thursday. But that's crazy. That's really crazy. Anyway, I gotta get out of here. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Appreciate donation. Hotep's been told you this Thursday. If you join the Patreon, you'll have a best of internet show this week on Monday. Thanks everybody coming through. Thanks everybody listening on Spaces, even though nobody raised their hand. I greatly appreciate y'all for listening in. I asked y'all to come in on Thursday. Come watch the show on Thursday. And if you want to extra helping Hotep's been told you, join the Patreon. Get a free extra episode a week. Also, there's a tier for the meetup tier. You can join that as well. But anyway, this is Uncle Hotep. Y'all enjoy your day. Drink plenty of water. Enjoy yourselves. Let's have a productive week, everybody. Let's think positive. Let's do some work. Let's get everything done you need to get done, and then work on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can get better. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.